wanna go far here. You're pretty good, just a little young, and I know what's best for you. Can you be my number one on that stupid thing to get me recognition?
Rod Vachon Holdings proudly presents Warwick Radio with 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogi.
Thank you very much, Pat Summerall. Appreciate it, brother. Well, guys, I tell you what, after a big fight, the Sunday immediately following a big fight, it's always customary on this channel, and it wouldn't be War Week boxing without the counsel of a gentleman with the best eyes in the business, the incomparable Coach James Gogi. James, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, thank you, Joe. Thank you. It was a great. It was a real solid fight, like I expected last night. Like we talked earlier, Joe. When you got two fighters with that same mental, physical mindset that aren't scared to mix it up, you're going to get a good scrap. Unlike that Charlo fight, where he went in there, hit the save, got his check, and took off. Munguia gave honest effort. Okay, he tried his best. He still got a lot of deficiencies in his game. He needs to polish up. But I give him A for effort and guts and mental toughness, resiliency. Because you could see the difference in the fight. Not only was Canelo's experience, but the skill level. Okay, Canelo was on a total different skill level than this Munguia kid, but he hung in there. Freddie got him in great shape, or he pushed himself to get in good shape. And, this is Mexican Cinco de Mayo Day, the battle for pride, battle for Mexico. So he put it all on the line, man. You weren't going to see him quit. And that bullshit I hear, Canelo was carrying him. Canelo could have knocked him out. Nah.
Oh, come on.
Canelo, it would have made it easier for this kid if Canelo pressed the action, because he would have been an easier target to pick off. But Canelo made it hard for him. Canelo made him come to him, and when he was coming to him, he could pick him off. With counters, especially Canelo was using that jab beautifully. Best I've ever seen him in a while. Countering with that jab, leading with that jab. Oh yeah, and pretty much Canelo was hitting him with every punch in the book. Because the guy's defense is very, very non-existent still, man. It's gotten better, but not to the point where when you're competing with the elite, the top of the food chain, your defense got to be solid. It can't be I just got better a little. It's got to be the improvement's got to be a lot noticeable. And boy, man, just some of the stuff the punches he was getting hit with, man. Basic stuff. He should have learned this stuff coming up, how to defend himself, like getting hit with a jab consistently. He doesn't know how to, pick off a jab, parry a jab, or slip a jab, or counter a jab. Going right, Canelo jab, slip and go over it with a right hand, or slip, slip and counter with a hook, stuff like that. But the main thing is defending it. He had no idea on how to parry a Canelo's jab. I call it pick it off, parry it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not getting consistently hit by it. And that's what dictated the tone of the fight was Canelo's jab. Yeah, it's the consistency. And then inside, we could talk about it, Joe, later on if you want. I could tell you all his defensive deficiencies, if you want.
Well, I tell you what, guys, I want to thank you for joining us once again. And just in case you didn't know, so old Canelo Alvarez wins a very thrilling, exciting fight with plenty of technical prowess, plenty of deficiencies, but an exciting fight that had something for everybody. And he wins by scores. Tim Cheatham, 117-110. David Sutherland, 116-111. And Steve Weisfeld, 115-112. Coach, did you see it about 8 rounds to 4?
Yeah. or 9 rounds to 3, 8-4. Yeah, because Canelo was landing the harder blows. After Munguia got knocked down the 4th round, that kind of like discouraged him. Canelo got his attention, and that kind of like discouraged him to press the action and put his combinations together like he usually does, with his past opponents. Munguia in the past, he got hit with shots and everything, but it didn't discourage him. He still pressed forward, put his punches together in combinations, 5, 6, 7, 8. First 2 rounds he did. That 1 round he hit Canelo with a beautiful 10-punch combination. I counted it.
Oh yeah.
After the 4th round, after he got dropped, you didn't see those, 5, 6, 7, 8 punch combinations. They were limited to 2 or 3. Yeah, if that. You know what I mean? And his jab became, after the 3rd round, it was ineffective. The first few rounds was effective. Then after that, it was non-existent. That's, stuff like that. Joe, like I said, for me to predict how a fight's going to go with a pretty damn good accuracy, I got to be in the gym and watching them spar. All the things they do in sparring, all the little idiosyncrasies, the habits they have, they're going to carry to the fight. And I can see all the defensive deficiencies he has. He probably had them in the gym. You know what I mean? Getting hit by right hands, pulling straight back with his left hand down, or having his hands too wide and the right hand going right through the glove, or having his right gloves high and he's not picking up the jab. You know what I mean? I can see all that in the gym, and I can say to myself, "Shit, it's going to happen in the fight." But I'm not in the, I'm not in the gym watching them spar and everything, or watching them train and everything. So, but people are saying he'll come back better for this performance, stronger, and all that bullshit. Yeah, this fight made him. It's going to make him better. Okay, because he'll have that swagger. Okay, now I went in there with pound for pound, one of the pound for pound best fighters in the world, the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. I went 12 rounds and it held a good account for myself. I was held accountable. But if you don't improve those defensive deficiencies, how are you going to get better when you're still getting hit with the same punches? Okay, how are you going to get better if you're still getting, hit with the jab consistently, hit with the right hand, hit with the uppercut inside? Because that first knockdown, Munguia started getting, after that 3rd round, he started getting comfortable and coming forward. But his technique is bad. He comes forward, but at times, or a lot of times, when he gets in the pocket, like I talked last week on the show, when he gets in the pocket, he has defensive deficiencies. Hands up, he squares up like this, and he leans in a little. Man, that's fucking tailor-made for Canelo's vaunted right uppercut. You know what I mean? You come in like that, Canelo's got a good set of eyes when up close. He sees the openings in your opponent, then he strikes immediately. Okay, he'll see it, boom, he'll react. That's God-given, man. That's a God-given talent right there, man. A lot of people can't do that, but Canelo could because of his God-given ability. He could throw every fucking punch in the book. He could see every opening, okay? He could see every opening, and he knows how to throw every punch in the book to exploit those openings. But that, Munguia, coming in there like this, squared up, bend over a little. Canelo just touched him with that left hook and hit him with that right uppercut. Jesus, he does that every fight. If you get in the pocket and try to, if you get in the pocket and you square up on him, they should have known that when they were training for the fight. That when Canelo, you get in the pocket, you better not square up, or you're going to get hit with that uppercut, that left hook first, and that uppercut. I mean, they practice that. They practice that simple combination religiously. That's one of Canelo's bread and butter combinations in the pocket. Is that touch? He'll hit you with that touch hook. Then that right uppercut. Then if he's in position, he'll come back with that left hook to the liver. Okay, which he was trying to do. But Munguia was ready going down, so he was in Munguia wasn't in position for Canelo to throw that left hook to the body. But little stuff like that, Joe, I see. That makes a difference in a fight when you're getting hit by that jab block, because you can't pick it off, you can't slip it, you can't counter it, or you get hit by that right hand because you're pulling back with like this with your left hand low in Canelo's range, stuff like that, Joe. And he's got to improve these deficiencies defensively, and his footwork was terrible. I mean, goddamn it. It was like he had 10-pound weights in each leg. He didn't know how to move around in the ring smoothly. He didn't know how to glide around the ring. He didn't know how to move in and out of range. He didn't know how to pivot around Canelo. He didn't know how to, step at angles, circling Canelo. You know what I mean? He was just straight on, straight on. He didn't have that in and out movement, man. If he had a little bit of in and out movement, Joe, like he get his combinations off and just step back out of range where he can't get hit by Canelo's counters, he wouldn't have got hit as much. He wouldn't have got hit by that fucking jab. See, that's one thing he's got to learn is range and distance. Guys like Crawford, Andre Ward, Shakir, they have that sense, that sixth sense right here. They know their range and distance. They know how close they got to get to hit their opponent, but they also know the range that the opponent could hit them, and they make adjustments with their feet, just stepping back a little, just to not get hit. It's real subtle. I see it in their feet. First, a foundation of the basic fundamentals of defense. Number one, footwork. Okay? Footwork. Manuel will tell you that. Stewart, we talked about that a lot with him.
Oh, yeah.
Footwork.
Foundation of your defense. Yep.
Me and Manuel talked about that. Emmanuel, a long time ago, when he was alive, and it was like 30 years ago in Big Bear, he would talk to me about footwork, how important footwork is. Balance. Footwork creates balance. Without balance, you can't do shit offensively or defensively. But defensively, if you understand how to use your footwork and just step out of range, knowing that if you're at this range, your opponent's going to hit you. So, but if you step back out of range, one step, just step back a little, your opponents ain't going to be able to hit you with that right hand or that jab. You know what I mean? If an opponent can hit you with that jab, I guarantee you he's going to want to hit you with that right hand. The jab is a measuring stick. So you just got to take, he doesn't understand that, in and out, just subtle. He doesn't understand how to pivot around you. He doesn't know how to execute that jab proficiently, boxing in circles. Okay. Boxing, pivoting around you, boxing, what do you call it? Keeping your range and distance and everything. Okay, now he did it first 3 rounds, but dude, this is a 12-round fight. After 3 rounds, he burnt out. His jab was non-existent. It wasn't affecting Canelo as much. So, he's got to learn how to. That's one of the things he needs to learn to be an effective fighter. Growing, like I said, going forward, growing is have the ability to use his jab effectively for 12 rounds, not 3 rounds. Okay. Little shit like that, Joe. And his inside game. Oh, geez. Yeah, he's got all the talent. I mean, you can see he has the talent to do this, but the technique and skills are raw. It needs a lot of polishing up. Okay. All right. Whether he's on the inside or the outside, he needs a lot of polishing up. The talent's there. He just needs a lot of polishing up to smoothen out all his deficiencies and everything, man. But that's his coach's job, man. Let them fucking figure it out.
Well, guys, in case you were wondering, last night's attendance at the T-Mobile Arena, it wasn't a sellout. It was 17,492 at the T-Mobile Arena, which has a capacity of 20,000 even, right? And depending on how this pay-per-view did, and I should get an idea either tomorrow or Tuesday on how it did, guys. I'm going to be calling around tomorrow morning to see if I can get a glimpse. I
don't think it's a million.
We'll find out, brother. We will find out. Like I said, there was a lot at stake here. Now, keep in mind, Canelo, before this event, originally had 2 fights left on its PBC contract. He doesn't. now he renegotiated it, and that was the last obligation he had for PBC. He's free to roam and fight for whomever. If this isn't a big hit, yeah, it could be, well, we may not even see Tank Davis versus Frank Martin actually come off, which is on June 15th next month.
Well, the way Tank is talking shit, I was listening to him on one of these podcasts. I got a $200 million offer from Prime Amazon. I'm like, okay. All right. Well,
right.
You don't even deserve that. Tank, without Ryan Garcia, you never would have did over $1.5 million. Your numbers are, Joe, we went over his numbers. They're not superstar. Yep. There's not a superstar caliber unless he has the right dance partner in front of him. Okay.
That is absolutely correct. I don't even think he's broken $500,000.
Nope.
With 300,000.
Mikey Garcia, 300,000. After that, everything downhill.
Oh, no. That was Spence who fought Mikey Garcia.
Well, no. Leo Santa Cruz, excuse me.
Leo Santa Cruz, that's correct. Yep, 275.
275. Okay, that was his highest besides Ryan Garcia. After that, everything's been going downhill. What was his numbers when he fought Pitbull? Tell everybody, Joe.
49,000 on a Sunday, competing with the NFL. That was
49,000. Okay.
Yep.
That ain't no pay-per-view superstar. Ryan Garcia, the last 2 times, he did over 1.2, and you're telling me 1.4 for this one.
Yep.
It's a fucking pay-per-view star, baby.
Yep, that's it. So we'll see what happens, guys. We'll know more at the very latest by Tuesday, guys. Once again, I'm going to be calling around trying to get these pay-per-view numbers.
What were the numbers tracking, Joe?
I don't know. I didn't get to speak to anyone I was on the air with all of you fine gentlemen in the chat. Thank you for joining us. We had a nice crowd. It was really, really fun. And we're going to start making this a ritual with Lee Cleveland, calling the action live. Go ahead, sir.
What I'm trying to say is, if you know what the number, what it was tracking before the fight, you could pretty much get a good guess what the pay-per-view numbers are going to do, realistic. You know what I mean? If it's tracking 600,000, you figure maybe 750. It's just like Don Chargan used to tell me, man, when I used to help him on, I learned how to be a promoter from Don. I never was, I did it to help, because Don always asked me for his help because you can't do it by yourself. So he used to, every time he came to Texas, I was his man. So, all that shit, what it takes to set up a show. But every week he would call me, hey, James, how's the ticket sales? And and he goes, the reason he would tell me every week, you got to check how your tickets are moving. And the week before the fight, he goes, you count you count how many tickets you sold, then that'll give you a good idea on what you're going to do, after all the, fight night. After fight night is done, that'll give you a good idea what your gross is going to be in ticket sales. And it's the same thing with pay-per-view. They track all this shit a week before the fight. Then it gives them a pretty good idea with a 90% accuracy what the final numbers are going to be. Just like doing a club show. I learned this from Don, man. Yeah.
Yep.
So, we'll see. I like to, like you were telling me, it was tracking over 1 million. Garcia Haney was tracking over 1 million.
Yeah, it's tracking just under 1 million. Yeah,
just under 1 million. So you knew that motherfucker was going to break records, boy.
It was going to be a success. Yeah. Well, guys, before we move forward, let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat. And Khalid says, Joseph, you heard about Tank signing a 6-7 fight deal worth $200 million? Well, that's what's being reported. I haven't confirmed that, and I'm not going to believe it until I see it because, guys, unless Heyman somehow found an investor on the strength of this Canelo promotion in this fight, that's the only way. Because right now, he doesn't have a budget from Amazon Prime, guys. And think about this. That's a 2-year deal. That's a 2 or 3 year deal worth $200 million. Are they willing to invest Amazon Prime 3 years? Because the last I checked, they had signed a multi-fight deal for 2 years only. So I don't know where you guys got that, but I'll try to confirm that tomorrow, guys. I know that's being reported, but you know how much bullshit is actually reported on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see, guys. Now, once again, if you found an investor on the strength of this Canelo fight, which very well may be possible, but nothing's been confirmed by me. We'll see it. I haven't heard anything. So we'll find out, guys, definitively tomorrow or by Tuesday at the very latest. 200 million. And once again,
you were telling me, Joe, you were telling me from your sources they needed over $1 million to be successful, and over $1 million to be successful in this one. And if they weren't, Prime Video would not be happy.
No, they're not going to be happy.
Yeah.
Once again, this is how much was riding on the line on this. Do you notice, guys? It was $90 on DAZN even as well. They couldn't offer the reduced price because they needed as much money as they possibly could.
Man.
So PBC and Amazon Prime set the price for this, guys.
90 million? I mean, DAZN was offering for $90?
Yep. Because usually they give a rebate to anyone who has a subscription active. And they usually mark that $30 off the price, right?
So DAZN basically wasn't. They're not sure. They're not sharing their revenue with the Prime then.
No, they're sharing. This is all Amazon Prime. Golden Boy. Golden Boy and DAZN. They get a small percentage for distribution. That's it. That's it. But they could not lower the price. They could not offer it at their usual, their customary reduced rate. They had to charge $90. That's what I paid last night. $90. And so, and I paid $90, guys, because I cannot stand Mauro Ranallo. Who the hell wanted to hear Mamma Mia?
I don't know. I got it for free over here in Mexico. ESPN 2 knockout, so I don't have to.
That's what I'm saying. All of the Mexican TV guys, that's all Canelo's money. PBC, they don't get any of that. Yeah. Amazon Prime, they don't have distribution in Mexico, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I get it for free. I don't give a fuck as long as I get it for free.
So United States distribution and TV sales, like that's all they get. That's why I'm saying this is going to determine a lot. Now, once again, I'm going to work really hard, guys, in trying to confirm this and try to get the actual find out for you if this is fact or fiction, guys. Okay. So Gogi, what should Jaime Munguia have done? Right. Well, hold on. Let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat.
Joe, that's a question that that's a fantasy. Oh, he should have did this and should have did that, but he can't do it. All right.
Yep.
If you don't do it in the gym, you're not going to do it in the fight. So it don't matter. I mean, he should have an effective jab for 12 rounds. He should have better footwork. He should have better defense. All that stuff. Everything I talked about, Joe.
But you're right. It's fantasy land. If
you can't do it, it's fantasy land. He can't do it. You don't have the skills to do it yet.
I'm anxious. Go ahead, sir.
Joe, he don't have the skills to do it. He needs time. He needs a trainer that's going to teach him and bring out these skills he's missing. Polish up all the deficiencies he has offensively, defensively. Polish up his footwork and the balance, which is fucking terrible. You know what I mean? Did you see how he comes forward? Just plots, comes in there like, and he doesn't really a little bit of head movement, but he's so easy to hit because his head's right there. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. He doesn't understand how to apply pressure, intelligent pressure. He gets hit a lot. You know what I mean? But anyway,
trying to close that distance. Yeah, it takes too much incoming. Well, I will say this. Like I said, I'm going to find out for sure, guys, tomorrow or at the very latest by Tuesday. Guys, let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat. My brother, G Funky Boxing, Joseph, and Coach Gogi, the GOAT. G. I agree wholeheartedly, brother. And Double L says, saludos. Saludos to you, my friend. Thank you for supporting the coach on this day. He says, I just rewatched the fight. Coach Gogi's analysis yesterday of Munguia lacking footwork And him not throwing his jab enough was absolutely correct. Other than that, he did great. I had it 114, 113. I scored it just like Steve Weisfeld, 115, 112, or I could have easily seen it like Sutherland, which was 116, 111, which is 8 rounds of 4, 7 rounds of 5. But then again, maybe, possibly, I gave Munguia some of those close, hard to score rounds, maybe. But either way, guys, I have no problem with it being 7-5, 8-4, and 9-3, because there were easily 2 or 3 swing rounds that could have gone either way. So,
yeah.
Either way, great fight. Great fight. We're going to go through the rest of the card, and we're going to go through Gogi's analysis. We're going to finish that up, and then we're going to find out and ask Gogi what's next for both fighters. So thank you for joining us, W.A.W. He says, King Ryan, thank you for joining us, sir. He says, I think they're building the Benavidez fight. Coach Gogi, what do you think?
Man, the fight's already built up, man. Okay. Canelo, if we really thought he could beat Benavidez, he would have damn signed the fight already. You know what I mean? He knows that's gonna tough fight. Right now, and he knows this is not the right fight for him right now. Okay, and he could pick and choose who the hell he wants. He could call the shots, like he said. You know what I mean? And yeah, this fight, man, because because Canelo, if you looked at Canelo's, he'll pick you if he knows he could beat you if it's the right time. Just like he did Golovkin. He waited 2 years, Golovkin, and he didn't want to fight Golovkin. Then all of a sudden, I think Mauricio Suleiman, hey, this is your mandatory. You gotta fight Golovkin or give up your belt. And Canelo, that will always stain his image. That would always stain his legacy. He just gave his belt up to Golovkin. Remember that, Joe?
You sure did.
That was the big, what do you call it? A big no-no in especially Mexican boxing. You're the champion. Yep. You got the #1 challenger. You held him off for 2 years, not wanting to fight him. All of a sudden, Mauricio said, "The hell with it. You're gonna have to fight him or give up your belt," and he just gave it up. To me, man, a lot of Mexicans. That's why he never won the Mexicans over. You don't do that to your Mexican fans, okay? All the great fighters in the past. Okay, you're the top guy. Let's fight. Okay, no problem. Barrera against Morales, Marquez against Barrera. I was, they had some great fights. You know what I mean? Other great Mexican. Mexico has a history. Alfonso Zamora and Zarate. You know what I mean? And so on and so on.
Carlos Zarate.
Yep. Yeah. This is a fight. I mean, the public wanted to see, and he put it off for 2 years, man. All of a sudden, when it was like, hey, what is it? Solomon put his back against the wall. Hey, you're gonna have to fight him or give up the belt. He just gave it up, man. That looked, man. That's to the Mexican fans, like who pride themselves on being warriors. That's a cop out. You know what I mean? Just giving up that will always, what do you call it? That's the #1 thing that always stands out, to the Mexican boxing fans and what he did. And, he got, drug tested. He failed 2 drug tests when the second fight with Golovkin, he came back positive for 2 drug tests. Right then and there. They're like, oh, okay, the first, he's trying to use drugs. He's trying to use PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, to beat Golovkin now. Okay, because that first fight with Golovkin, everybody thought he lost, and it was a draw. Okay, the second rematch, he made Golovkin wait another year and a half, Joe? 2 years?
Year.
Not more than that.
Was it a year and a half then? Yep.
I think so, something like that, yeah.
I will say this also.
He got caught, and he got suspended.
Yes, sir. Got a 6-month suspension. Now, look, I will say this, though, guys. And also, his latest response to fighting David Benavidez, $200 million. Look, guys, there are two things that you don't do. Mexicanos don't look fondly upon. If you are champion, you're representing the country, the proud country of the long line of boxing lineage of champions, right? Two things you don't do. You don't quit on your stool. Like Mijo Jr., Chavez Jr., they quickly jumped off the Chavez Express after he quit against, I can't even remember his name, the guy from Poland that Adonis Stevenson fought twice. Anyway, you don't quit on your stool. And two, you do not relinquish your championship title to avoid somebody. You don't.
Yeah.
Those two things are cardinal sins among Mexican fight fans.
That hurt. Never in the history of boxing a Mexican fighter ever did that. Just gave up their belt because they didn't want to fight the number one contender who's been waiting for 2 years, and everybody wanted to fight. When he gave it up, man, everybody lost respect for Canelo. Man, like, oh, this guy. It confirmed to them that he was scared to make to meet that challenge and everything. And when they did fight, finally 2 years later or whatever, I can't remember. Everybody thought he lost that fight. I thought he lost. Then in the rematch, everybody thought he lost, but it was a draw. I mean, I thought it was a draw. A lot of people thought he lost, and Canelo won by this much. Then for the trilogy, instead of like, okay, yeah, a lot of controversy, a great rivalry. What did Canelo do? He made him wait till he was 40.
Yeah.
That's the biggest. These are the biggest. What do you call it?
Detriments.
Negatives on Canelo's career. Hey, he's a beautiful fighter, and of course, he's great talent, great skills, great intelligence. But when it was time to meet the challenges, he didn't do it. And like Eric Morales was saying, or Nacho, fought Shane Mosley when he was old. He fought Miguel Cotto when he was old, and the list goes on. You look at all the fighters he's fought. He fought a bunch of great, well-known fighters, but look when he fought them, they were past their prime. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Well, guys, look, I don't want to spend all day on this, but look, Canelo.
He's a hell of a fighter, though. Canelo,
absolute performance. I tell you what, there's so many things to feel good about if you are a Canelo fan. But Coach Kogi, I remember back after the fight against Gorilla, the Brit, right?
Ryder.
Yeah, John Ryder. That's correct. You stated that, yeah, you could tell you saw some slippage, and we'll find out more how far he's slipping. Or can he still compete against the elite at any division in his next fight? Obviously, we didn't find out anything in the Charlo fight. That's why he chose Munguia. So, Gogi, what is your assessment of Canelo from this point forward? What grade would you give him? And do you see slippage?
Joe, he's not the same fighter he was when he was in his prime, man. He doesn't slip punches like he usually does. You know what I mean? He doesn't have that ability to make you miss a little like he did against Danny Jacobs.
Yep.
And other fighters. Okay. When you got a lot of, what is he? How many? Over 60 fights. Turned pro when he was 15. That's a lot of miles on your engine. Okay. You start slipping, but he makes it up, Joe. He might not have the physical ability like the slip punches or doing other things, but he makes it up with experience, ring intelligence. Okay, that's something you can't buy, man. Okay, there's all those. He knows. He's been in all these Super Bowl fights for the last 10 years. It's just another walk in the park to him. He knows how to fight. Okay, even though he'll know it too. Canelo, his body, man, it's getting older. It doesn't recover as fast. His reflexes ain't as sharp like it is before. But he makes up those deficiencies with ring intelligence, experience, being in these, fighting in these Super Bowl type fights. Man, that was Munguia's first Super Bowl type fight. Okay, on the big stage, the top of the food chain. Okay, Canelo, this is another walk in the park. Just another day at the office for him and Eddie. You know, they've been through this whole thing, man. This is no big deal to them. Incredible run they've had the last 10 plus years, man. Because, Joe, these guys are fighting. These are Super Bowl type events. These ain't regular fights. This is top of the food chain, man. You know, when you get there, you know, it's a different type of animal. Canelo, he's been through all that. That's why, you know, even though he's slipping in, you know, because of his, you know, his age and, you know, the amount of miles he has on his engine, he's able to fight these high-level fights because of his experience and fighting at the Super Bowl level for the last 10 years. So, you know what I mean? It's not a big deal. He'll going forward, Benavidez will be his toughest competition. A lot of people think he could stop Benavidez. I'm not the one to think that, because Benavidez he's a different type of animal, man. Okay, a guy that puts his combinations together at close range beautifully. He ain't scared to mix it up. A guy with a jab, if he uses it effectively at range, he'll create Canelo problems. But even when Canelo gets inside, that Benavidez boy, he's like Canelo. He puts his combinations together beautifully. He throws every punch in a book. He puts him, He hits you from all angles. He sees those openings. He strikes. He hits you upstairs and downstairs and upstairs. Mixes his attack from upstairs to downstairs, downstairs to upstairs, to have balance and everything, so you're not as predictable. Okay, he hits you from different angles, which creates openings up the middle. You know what I mean? Yeah, that Benavidez boy, he's a beautiful combination puncher. Him and Canelo, they're a beautiful combination, and they're beautiful combination punchers, man. Oh, that fight. Now, here's the thing. Can he take Canelo's best punch? We'll see. If he can, it's going to be a hard fight for Canelo, because this guy has the ability to fight round after round after round after round with high skill level, with that long jab, okay? As long as these motherfucking fighters, man, they go in the game plan, I'm going to work that jab, but after a few rounds, they give up on it. That's what happened last night with Munguia. That's what Benavidez got to do. It's got to be consistent from round 1 to round 12. Golovkin knew that. His jab is what made those fights for Canelo close, made it uncomfortable for Canelo getting hit by that jab consistently. And Benavidez, he's got to take that same game, but Bivol too. He's got to take that same game plan and execute that jab proficiently for 12 rounds. Okay, not 3 rounds and just throw it in the throw it away in the closet. Nah, it's got to be used proficiently for 12 rounds consistently, because that's what's going to break your opponent down over the rounds. That's what's going to set up your combinations and everything. That's what's going to get you hit less if you use your jab proficiently, and that's what's going to set up your combinations. Yeah, your offensive attack. But yeah, that Benavidez is but he's moving up to light heavyweight now, man.
Yep.
If Canelo fights him, he's gonna want him to fight at super middleweight. That's gonna be hard for a guy like Benavidez, who fucking between fights, boy, he doesn't watch his weight. He probably will balloon up to over 220 pounds, 200 pounds easily. You know what I mean? Then he's got to come down, suck all that weight off.
Yeah. Well, this is potentially a big problem for Canelo Alvarez, because I don't think he wants to move north to the land of the giants, super heavyweight. I don't think he wants to do that. I'm sorry. Super middleweight. I'm sorry. My apologies. Light heavyweight. My apologies. I don't think he wants to move up to 75 again. And I don't see in the landscape, guys, just looking at the world rankings, at 168 pounds. Gogi is still with us. Gogi, you're frozen. Can you hear me? Well, guys, it looks like Coach Gogi's frozen. Let's see if we can get him out and then get back in. Coach Gogi, you may have to restart your computer, sir. While we're waiting for Coach Gogi to come back, let's say hello, finish saying hello to our dear friends in the chat. I know Coach Gogi is going to want to have a word with a couple of you. So please stay on board if Coach Gogi come back and get his fiery retort. But want to say hello to Outlaw. Thank you for joining us last night, brother. And you know what? Outlaw discovered for the first time that I look like brown Santa Claus right now with my huge gray beard. I sound like a young, tall, white guy on the radio. But nope, I'm puro mexicano, homeboy.
Hey, Joe, you there?
I'm right here, sir. Now,
Can you hear me? Yeah, my power went out, so I had to go to my phone.
No, you're perfect, Yogi. Now, I want to point this out to you. You've got some fans tonight. Oh, I love that. You know, when Coach Yogi, oh boy, you guys unleash the fury. Here it comes. Let me just find these. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Juan Pablo Lugo, welcome to the show, sir. They're calling you a hater, Gogi.
Because of what? Canelo?
Yep. Because of your
whatever.
criticism of Canelo. And here's another one. Nando Lamas.
How the fuck am I criticizing him when the Golovkin fight, he made him wait for 2 years and he gave up his belt when when Mauricio Solomon gave him an ultimatum. He gave up his belt. I've never seen that before. A champion giving up your fucking belt because you don't want to meet the challenge of the number one contender. Come on. That ain't hate. That's being factual. You know what I mean? Come on. Then he made him wait for another year and a half for the rematch. Then the rematch was controversial. Then the trilogy, which should have happened, like Arturi Gatti, Mickey Ward did. You know what I mean? He made him wait till he was down there, 38, 39 years old. Come on, man. That's not hate.
Oh, okay. So if Coach Gogi actually said, now this I know, Coach Gogi.
I see what I see.
Like this. So this is being a hater. Canelo's an asshole because he made Golovkin.
Look, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Joe.
Yeah, Coach Gogi, you're going in and out. That's
forget about it. Go on, move on, man. I forgot I was gonna say.
No, that's all right. It's just you're going in and out. That's the reason why I stepped in, sir. Also,
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly, sir. Now I will tell you when I can't hear you, sir. Okay, just keep going as usual. And he also says Golovkin gave a belt to Duck Derevyanchenko. Cut the feces. Wait a minute, didn't Golovkin fight Derevyanchenko with the flu?
He did. And it was a great fight.
Yeah.
Look. Whoever said this shit, I've been following Mexican boxing, I don't know, 50 years since Ruben Alvarez was champion. I know the lineage. I know all the great fighters through the history. They never gave up their fucking belt. Oh, Salvador Sanchez, when he had to fight Azuma Nelson, let's do it. Salvador Sanchez fought Little Red Lopez twice when he was coming up, man. Julio Cesar Chavez when he was coming up. You know what I mean? Everyone Rosario, bad motherfucker. Nobody wanted to fight Chapo.
Yeah, guys, once again, you're breaking up a little bit, Coach Gogi.
Chavez stepped up.
Go ahead, sir. Can hear you now.
You know, this happens, man. This fucking electricity over here goes on and off sometimes, man. But anyway, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, sir.
Yeah, but I know, man. I follow Mexican, man, way back, over 50 years in the 70s. I've never seen a Mexican fighter just give up their belt.
Nope.
They met the challenge. Okay. And they didn't, like nowadays, they didn't make a guy wait till he got older and this and that, and all that shit. They met the challenge.
Yep. And here's a guy who says Benavidez never fought a bigger puncher like Canelo. Well, he wants to fight Canelo. Guys, you guys are way too easy and you're way too emotional. To be honest, Gogi's not saying anything That isn't true. So once again, if you're just sticking to what's transpired factually, how is that being a hater? He's not passing judgment. He's just merely stating the obvious, what actually happened. So guys, hey, I know you've got a man crush on the Cinnamon Boy, but hey, that's all right. That's all right. Don't get in your feels. You know, it's all right. Because you have a crush on a guy, no big deal. But hey, we're all boxing fans. No big deal, guys. Now, once again, understand where this is coming from as far as the coach goes, right? Understand that the coach doesn't have a dog in the fight, right? Coach does not have a dog in the fight. He is a fan of boxing, and he is a lifer. He's been in this business for over 30 years, guys, in 5 different decades. Okay? That's where this is coming from. He's not a fanboy. He's not a pom-pom waver like you guys. He doesn't care. So that's it. Gogi, are you there, sir? Yeah, we can't hear you, Coach. Yeah, I'm in agreement. These guys are weird. They feel like they have to defend their man. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah. I can't hear you, Coach.
I'm not gonna fucking what do you call it, flower everything. I call it like I see it. Okay, I've been following, like I said. You can you hear me?
Yeah, you're still going in and out, but just keep going.
Can you hear me?
Keep going. Yes, I can hear you right now. Keep going, sir. Now we're at dead silence. So you can't you get your computer back up? It's not charged? Because, yeah, we can't hear you, sir. Yeah, we can't hear Gogi, guys. We might have to reschedule the program for later on this week, possibly Wednesday night, maybe, because, yeah, we cannot hear the coach any longer. This is dead silence. Coach, see if we can get your computer running back up. Solo. Where's he calling from the Philippines? No, he's from Leon, Mexico. That's where he trains his stable of fighters. And you're going to see him. He's currently working on a couple of deals, and you're going to see them fight in the States in the second half of the year. And there it is. Yep, just here has the beat. Gogi, call it like I see it. But there are always two sides to a narrative. Okay. Guys, once again, he's not a YouTuber. He's not a fan like you guys. Okay? He's not a fanboy. He's not a pom-pom waver. You guys are thinking relatively. This is a gentleman who's forgotten more about this business and this sport than you guys will ever know. Okay? Understand, this is not a narrative. This is factual. That actually happened. Can you refute anything that Coach Gogi said? If you can't, just take it like a man and enjoy the victory last night. That's all. Just take it like a man, guys. Once again, he's not a YouTuber. Okay, so don't think relatively here. Gogi is a lifer, and he's been a member of this business before most of you guys were probably born. Okay, so if you can't take it like a man, I don't know what else to tell you. That's it. Nello on top. Like that's supposed to hurt Coach Gogi's feelings? Gogi doesn't care. Gogi does not care. He's a world-class trainer. Once again, guys, if you want to learn more about boxing, then yeah, you should listen. Okay? And Gogi was just giving you a timeline of factual events. And there it is. I really hope Gogi can come back, but yeah, because I would like to, because I really am getting tired right now of handling this light work. Because that's all this is, guys. That's all this is. Hold on. Wait a minute. Just here. Gogi is a fan. A fan? A fan. Gogi is a fan doing a show about... No, he's doing this show for you guys. Only because I asked him to. Okay? Because he's got the best eyes in the business. And I defy you guys to look up anyone else on YouTube who can break down strategies and analyze this action better than Coach Gogi. I defy anyone to try. So he's not here because he's a fan. Like I said just here, if you have any brains, sir, don't think relatively, because the truth is not relative. It's absolute. You understand? Just here. There it is. So anyway, yeah, guys, once again, I really hope we can get Gogi back. He's probably going to be charging up his computer. Hopefully he's doing that right now. So once again, yeah, so let's talk about right now, guys. This is a problem for Canelo. So who's he going to face if Benavidez and Morrell are moving up to 175 pounds? Because you look at the rankings right now, 68, it's not chock full of talent, or it's at least not chock full of names. Guys, let's hope we get I can hear you. Coach Gogi, you're on the air.
Yeah, man. Sorry, man. There's a fucking electricity outage in this motherfucker, and it's really pissing me off, man. And God, right when we need electricity, these motherfuckers, this fucking place. I'm fucking, I'm fucking fuming. This fucking place, man. Electricity, man. Fuck. But anyway, go ahead. What's going on, Joe? Motherfucker, man.
No.
I don't give a fuck, man, Joe. I just say what I want.
You're the man, brother. You're the man. Once again,
Sick of this goddamn place. This fucking electricity. This shithole.
Don't sweat it, Coach Gogi. I don't want them to flag me, brother. So we got advertisements.
Can you hear me?
Advertisements. Yeah, I can hear you just fine now. Sid UK has a meeting. Says, why you think only fangirls make money, bro? It's these fanboys.
All right, sorry about that, man.
Relationships. You're fine. You're fine, brother. You're fine. We can hear you now. It's beautiful. Okay. So I'm just going to say this, Coach Gogi. Now we've gotten that out of the way. We've addressed the pom-pom waivers.
Well, Joe, everybody has an opinion. So I guarantee you, they don't go back there. They don't go back 50 years. Joe, listen. No. They don't go back 50 years. They don't go back 50 years of following Mexican boxing like I have. Okay, I know the history, and I've never seen somebody just give up a Mexican superstar give up their belt because they didn't want to face the #1 contender. Man, that's you know what I mean. That's a slap in the face to the Mexican people.
That's right. And once again, guys, why was there a healthy percentage of Munguia fans there last night? Why do you think that is?
Yeah.
So for someone who lives in Mexico right now, why don't you explain to them why that is?
Munguia, he has a good following from Tijuana because of the fact, it's close by. And, Jaime, what do you call it? He comes from a tradition-rich city in boxing in Tijuana, one of the hotbeds of boxing in Mexico. Badasses. They got a lot of Tijuana badasses over there, man. And Jaime, he's well known, very popular over there. Grew up there, fought out of there a lot. He built up a good fan base, man. And they love Jaime because he's a fighter. He comes to fight. Okay, every fight he brings it. He doesn't play it safe. He gives their fans their money's worth and everything. But yeah, Jaime is. I guarantee you, you know what I mean. If he was champion, he would have never given up his belt like Canelo. To face Golovkin.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? Once again, Gogi is actually speaking facts here, because once again, he's a boxing lifer. He's in this business. And he talks to fighters, talks to trainers. He knows this business, and he loves boxing's rich history. Like I said, guys, he knows more about this business, knows more about this sport than you guys will ever learn. Okay? So once again, if you're going to be here, show some respect to the 5-decade fight trainer. And that's the last time I'm going to say that. If you have a question, you know what? Simply
like I said, Joe, everybody has their opinion. Okay, but I got my opinion. That's all I'm saying. And I go through fact, experience. You know what I mean?
Yep.
This hater shit, man. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, very well said, Coach. Now we're gonna go back to just analyzing this because Coach Gogi, this is a real problem for Canelo. Who's he gonna fight? If Benavidez moves up to 75, Morrell moves up to 75. Let's take a look at the top 15 in the rankings. Okay, with Benavidez out of the way. Then you've got Christian Mbili, 26-0, right? Then you've got Plant. No one wants to see a rematch with Plant. He just fought Munguia. Then you've got Bazinian from Canada. Diego Pacheco. He's got no chance. Shishkin, which is my brother Javen Sugar Hill Stewart's fighter. And Dimitri Salita. Iglesias. Berlanga. Guys, it's slim pickings after these. This is a real problem. Does this open up the doors and the lines of communication, Gogi, for a Terrence Crawford mythical pound-for-pound matchup?
It might be. That's a good money fight. And, if that Prince wants to buy that fight or that Saudi Arabian guy buy it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could happen. That's a good, what do you call it, intriguing matchup. Everybody thinks Crawford could just, move up 2 weight divisions and challenge Canelo. I'm the kind of a guy that, hey, I know I'm being in this business. There's a reason why there's weight classes.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's Crawford. We'll see. How about when Crawford hits him? How about when Canelo hits Crawford? He's going to feel it. Because when you're fighting naturally bigger guys, from experience, they take your punches so much better. They absorb it like water. And when they hit you, you can feel it. And when they're in the pocket, you can feel their physical.
Oh, go ahead, sir. Keep going.
Yeah, Joe, was I breaking up?
Yes, but that's all right. You're fine now. Keep going.
Well, you know what, Joe, man, let me call it because this fucked up, electricity. We'll call it a day for me. It's not worth it. I'm not. I keep going on and off.
That's all right. We keep hearing you just fine right now, Coach Gogi.
But it's fucked up electricity service here. You know what I mean?
Because I can tell you right now, we can hear you just fine, Gogi. Well, I can tell you guys right now, Dave Morrell Jr., and we'll ask Coach Ronnie, but I can tell you for a fact, he's at 75 to stay. Okay, he's 25 and he cannot make 68 any longer. David Benavidez, if I had to guess, I'm venturing that he's going to stay at 75 again as well. He's going to have to fight, possibly, and the Saudis are willing to pay for it. They've already stated this. Benavidez versus the winner of Arthur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol, which has now been postponed to a later date, possibly later this summer. We're going to speak with Iceman John Scully tomorrow afternoon, right before our conversation with Rick Glazier. So, guys, we have a loaded schedule this week for you guys, okay? Guys, I don't be shocked if Terrence Crawford fights Canelo next in September, okay? Because what other options, what big money options does he have at 68 after that? None. Zero. Zilch. Okay? He's not fighting Hamburger Langa. There's no money in that. Coach, do you think he fights Berlanga next on the zone?
Someone puts up the money, yeah. He'll fight him.
And there it is, guys. There it is.
Yeah, if somebody puts up the money, that's a big money fight, man. I mean, that's they're gonna have to. Canelo's, he gets his usual 35. He's not gonna want to, take a pay cut. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money for that fight.
Yep, a lot of money for a fight that might not be produced the kind of money that it's going to take to fund that kind of matchup. That's a big problem for Canelo moving forward. If he doesn't want to move it to 175, once again, guys, don't be surprised if he fights Terrence Crawford next. But right now, guys, talking about Canelo, staying on the Cinnamon Boy, it's time for...
How we doing, love? It's time for Gogi's mythical matchups. And no, I'm not making a comeback. Oh, you can't afford me, can you?
There's been a lot of chatter, guys, on social media today posing the question, is Canelo Alvarez the greatest super middleweight fighter of all time? So we're going to get Gogi's opinion. Now, Gogi, a lot of people, a lot of us old timers, because it's not a very long-standing division. It's not a very historic division. It was formulated in the 80s, correct? So, guys, a lot of people think that Joe Calzaghe is the greatest lifelong super middleweight. Gogi, how would a matchup look between a prime Joe Calzaghe and a prime Canelo Alvarez at 68?
Joe, honestly, man, I don't feel like talking. I mean, this electricity shit man, we'll talk about it another day, man. You know what I mean? I'm ready to get out of here, man. I mean,
you're frustrated. Okay, very good.
Yeah, this is
so
fucked
we'll go
up,
ahead
man.
and
You know what I mean?
reschedule.
I can't.
Don't worry about it, brother.
Yeah.
I got it. So I tell you what, we'll bid you an excellent evening, guys. Say good night to the coach, and we will reconvene sometime this week. And we apologize for the technical difficulties, but we want to hear Gogi's analysis. And we feel like we just haven't spent enough time with the coach. But, Coach, we appreciate all of your guidance and wisdom, brother. Thank you for all your nuggets. And we really appreciate it. And once again, there is no War Week Radio without Coach James Gogi. He's the pioneer. He's the guy I started this with. So thank you for your time, Coach. We love you, brother. Have a good night, my friend. I'll call you later. And, guys, that was Coach James Gogi. What's crazy, man? I can't believe you guys are actually saying he's a hater. Dude, he's been in this business probably longer than you guys have been alive. Chingao. And he's in this business, which means he does not think of the sport like fans. Okay? Chingao. Get boomerang. James Gogi, KO the electricity. Woo! I tell you what, Nathan has the beat right here. Calzaghe, Ward, Collins, McClellan, Tony. We've got Roy Jones, brother. Woo! I tell you what, though. I would love to see Joe Calzaghe versus Canelo. And honestly, guys, we're going to revisit this conversation because I would love to hear Coach Gogi. Once again, the Coach Gogi is special. No one breaks down a matchup strategically quite like James Gogi. So this is a real treat, guys. So we're going to have to reschedule this. Sly, yeah, you're right. He's not wrong very often. This is the 6th time he's been wrong in the past 12 years since I've been working with him. Okay? That's how on point he customarily is. And even if he is off, like last night or like the Joe Joyce Big Bang Zhilei Zhang fight, it plays out almost exactly like he says it is. He identifies the strengths and weaknesses. And guys, this is how talented he is. He doesn't even look at fight tape to prepare for this stuff. It's right off the top of his head. That's how much he knows. He's not a pom-pom waver. Ching Yao, man. The lack of respect on YouTube is shocking. No wonder trainers, fighters, and anyone in this business doesn't like talking to you guys. But my man Sly doesn't have that problem. Oh, Sly goes, yeah, he was looking like Nostradamus until round 4. You know what? He was indeed. He was indeed. I loved the fight last night. I thought Jaime Munguia, his pressure, his activity, his youth, his size was brought out the best in Canelo. Guys, Canelo is a special fighter. And you know what? It's funny. It's hard to even say that when you listen to his ugly, his dick riding fans. Like, honestly, I love Canelo, but it's hard for me to sympathize because his fans are such homosexual dick riders. And it's shocking. Guys, come on. I know you got a man crush, but come on what's with the gay shit? What's with the gay shit? This is boxing. There's no homosexuals in boxing, dude. Unless you're talking about women's boxing, of course. Because, dude, when I look at women's boxing, I think I'm visiting Amsterdam with all the dykes. But, guys, no diddy when you're talking about boxing. So cut it out. Ching Yao, man. So anyway, guys, look, hey, I'll tell you what. Since we're feeling a little saucy right now, since Coach Gogi has left the building, I'm going to do this. We never do this on a Sunday, but I'm going to do it anyway. If you guys have your headphones and would like to spar, ding, ding, round one begins. Go on, guys. If you just want to chat, we can do that too. If you want to talk and have some questions for us, hey, let them fire. Click the link, guys. This is your shot. This is your opportunity. Speak now or forever hold your peace. And yes, Khalid, I share your sentiment. They are. It's absurd, dude. I've never seen so many homosexuals with man crushes in my life. Like they say some of the gayest shit I've ever heard. I'm like, dude, look, I've been a lifelong fan of boxing even before I was in this business. Obviously, that's why I got in. And I've never in my life heard so much homo shit. Like you guys are worried about what hairstyle he has, which color pajamas he's wearing. Why don't you just massage Johnson already? Chingo. Something tells me none of you guys are going to want to verbally spar with me tonight. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I second this. Canelo fans are the Taylor Swift fans of boxing. Review you. Welcome to the show, sir. It's good to see you, my friend. I hope you enjoyed all the fights. Guys, let's talk about, because I hear a lot of people poo-pooing on last night's event. Guys, I'll admit, Mario Vargas versus Fabian Maidana, I'm willing to give Mario Vargas a slight pass because of his eye, but he did what he had to do, and he still won 8-4. Maidana was just looking to counter him effectively, and Mario was limited. He couldn't see out of that right eye, right? And Brandon Figueroa versus Jesse Magdaleno. This is kind of a rebuilding fight for Brandon Figueroa. Since his loss, to Raymond Ford. You know, he hasn't quite exactly, we don't know what we have. So that's what we were seeing last night. And Jesse Magdaleno, I thought he made a decent account of himself. For an old codger, man, he looked like a viejito with that white hair. But guys, why is everyone stinking on Amantes Staniones versus Gabriel Maestre? That was truly a great fight. And we told you guys it was on this channel. Guys, if you're being honest with yourself, have you heard, did you hear anyone else telling you that Amantes Staniones versus Gabriel Maestre was going to be a good fight? No one but us. No one but us. In fact, most racing sports books had this guy as a 6 or 7-1 betting underdog. That's just crap. Sly. Look, sorry to be crass. I'm a Canelo fan, by the way. I'm just not glazing the guy. Yes, none of us. No real boxing fans are. But apparently they're not fans of boxing. They're fans of Canelo. That's it. Once again, I'm a fan of a lot of fighters. And I was too impressed with my brother Mario Vargas. El Azteca. He got some rounds in and he got a knockdown. Yep. And Jesse did indeed do the best he could. Staniones looked great, especially after that long layoff. That was downright impressive, guys. And I can't wait to see him back in the ring. Now, once again, this is a big problem. When you're talking about, because for all intents and purposes, guys, this is what's going to happen. As soon as Terrence Crawford competes on August 3rd for a version of the 154-pound title against Israel Madrimov, they're going to rebuke his titles. They're going to strip him of his titles. And by default, Staniones, as well as Mario Vargas, are going to become email champions, right? So when we look at the landscape at the welterweight division, there's a reason, guys, why Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are both reluctant to move up to 47, because there's no damn money there. Look at the rankings of the WBC. The number one ranked contender behind the interim champion with his Mario Barrios at this time. You've got Cody Crowley, Suleiman Sissoko from France, Conor Benn, Josh Taylor, Devin Evanesian, Giovanni Santillan, Jamal James, Raul Curiel, Igas Kovalevskis, Jin Sasaki. Guys, that's not exactly a who's who. Abel Ramos, Roman Villa, Alexis Rocha, Adrian Broner, Yordenis Ugas, Michael McKinson, Fabian Maidana, who you guys just shit on. So, guys, our second glamour division of boxing isn't looking so glamorous. In my opinion, all the talent and all the money is going to remain at 35 and 40 in and around that area. Mbili, 168. Yeah, he's a problem. Christian Mbili at 168, in my opinion. Dude, I would love to see Canelo Alvarez fight that guy. I would love to see that. But he's not going to do it. Big puncher. No one knows who the hell he is outside of the boxing community. Yeah, that's not going to happen, guys. So where does Canelo go from here? In my opinion, guys, the Saudis would love to stake their claim for a Canelo-Terrence Crawford fight at 168 pounds. That's what I think. Mike, I'm going to be going live as soon as it starts, and I'll be actually broadcasting. We're going to have a very busy day, guys. Let me tell you what's on the agenda for Monday. We're going to be going live and talking about and watching Inoue versus Neri. If there's anyone that wants to wake up early or stay up with me, right? Because I'm going to be working all night and all morning. And then at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, we're going to stay up and we're going to have a chat with the Iceman, John Scully. And he's going to talk about the unfortunate knee injury that Arthur Beterbiev just had in the gym. And we're going to find out what's going to happen, when they're going to reschedule that, how long this injury is going to take, and how serious this is. Now, keep in mind, guys, Vitaly Klitschko, he had to retire because of a knee injury, a torn meniscus. And I'm afraid that's exactly what this is, guys. Will we see Arthur Beterbiev back in the ring? Guys, we are going to find out at noon today with our conversation, Iceman John Scully. And to cap things off for a busy Monday, we're going to be speaking with our brother Rick Glazier later on that evening. So, guys, we've got a busy boxing day tomorrow, and I can't wait. I live for this stuff, guys. And yes, Mike, welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for joining us. Yes, I love it. But, guys, come on. Luis Neri, good fighter, not a great fighter, has a lot of holes in his defense, and he likes to bang on the inside, which is a surefire recipe for disaster. He's got a decent chin, but not a great one. Unless he's juicing, which he probably is. Unless he doesn't, and once again, at 122, he doesn't have the same kind of crack in his shot that he had at 118. Let's just face it. So, Luis Neri, I think he's going to get knocked out within 5 or 6. And I'm being nice. You might see him go to sleep as early as round 3. Yeah, Mike. Busy as a dyke in a hardware store or a dyke in women's boxing. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Hold on. I'm not debating someone that calls their. Okay, learn how to use their, sir. Review. Thank you, sir. their YouTube channel, Unbiased, but double glazes Canelo. What does that? What does double glaze mean? What does that actually mean? Are you talking about my channel? I know you're not talking about my channel. We are unbiased and we call it like we see it. And once again, I don't have a dog in the hunt. My only bias, guys, is this. If it's good for the health of the sport, if it's good for the health of the sport, then I am wholeheartedly for it. Oh, let's see. AJ Zadosser has the answer, Rafio. See, that's what I thought. I knew Rafio wasn't talking about mine. I should have known better. My apologies, sir. He's talking about Mike. I got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being there. I knew it, man. I knew you weren't. At least I was pretty sure anyway. So my apologies, my friend. Yeah. Juice Neri. Yeah, I'm a little shocked he made weight also. It's not going to help him in this fight. It's definitely not going to help him out this fight. Once again, are you talking about IBFP? Yeah, that channel's all about Canelo. I listened to it once, and that was enough for me. Chingao. No, not Mike, but don't hate. No, I'm not hating it, dude. I'm just telling it like it is. If you guys want to be, or if these channels want to be fan channels, hey, we need more of those in the world. We need more great fans who love these fighters. But just don't come into our forum and start arguing with a boxing legend within the business like James Gogi. I will not tolerate that, and you're going to get it right back. Once again, if you want to be a fan, that is awesome. We need more of you guys, and we need you to recruit more fans so boxing can be in a much healthier state in this country, in the American market, right? So I've got nothing against fans, fanboys. We need more of them. We need more pom-pom wavers. But do not argue with a guy like James Gogi. That's insulting to both he and myself. I don't know how else to explain that. Yeah, Eaton. Eaton loads Chingao, brother. That's hilarious, man. Joe, you bred that fairy ring IQ. The name is ironic because, yeah, no, he's never even been in a gym, dude. Like, seriously. Hold on. Don't hate. Why are asking him to debate someone? Okay. Yeah, look, guys. I already put the link down once. I'm going to put it down again. If you guys want to come up and talk, let's talk. Right? Or in the immortal words of Al Bundy, let's dance. Right? Once again, guys, I'll be here all week. Oh, and Ham, I want to thank you for joining us, man, during the live broadcast last night. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, that was a really, and guys, anyone who hears me call the fight, and once again, I didn't have to call it like I usually do commentary, because I was just enjoying the fight with my friend Lee Cleveland, longtime editor of Fight Saga. Hey, there's my brother, G Funky. Woo!
What's up, Joe?
Well, thank you for joining me, man, because I was getting lonely up here, man. I thought these guys had a lot to say.
Well, I was trying to moderate the chat, and I can't do that while I'm on my phone. But yeah, just a lot of weird shit going on. There's some guy over there asking another guy to go debate another channel, and it's like, dude, why are you wanting someone else to fight your battles for you? Are you not man enough to do it yourself, or what? Like, this is the weird shit that goes on YouTube, Joe, that I've been seeing for the past 14 years that I've been on here. These guys are fucking weird. Like, I mean, geez. I don't know. I really feel sorry for it, man, to be honest with you.
I tell you what, if anyone wants me to debate somebody on another channel on their behalf, I'll be more than happy to do it for any amount of donation to my Cash App. Yes, sir. You see it right there? You see that right there on the bottom, the ticker? Yeah. Send me something via Cash App, and you can tag me in like I'm the Demolition, Axe or Smash, right? Like I'm Shawn Michaels and you're Marty Jannetty. Okay. Yeah. So guys, if you need me to take care of your light work, hey, send me a donation to assist with programming to get whatever guests you guys want, and I will go take care of your light work on anyone else's channel, and you'll have fun listening to me dissect these fanboys. Yes, sir. I'm a hired gun, brother. I'm a mercenary, baby.
Yeah, it's weird, man. They're like, oh, go debate this guy, go debate that guy. Like, dude, fight your own battles. Be a man. Stand on your square and be a man. I'll respect you more if you just do that. So what if you take the L? I'll respect you more as a man if you just do it on your own. Stop asking another man to fight for you, man. It's just a little weird, all right?
No, it's all right. I'll be like a Great Wall, Floyd Mayweather's bouncers. All right, his bodyguards. Yeah, man, I don't mind. I'll stand in front of you guys. I'll take care of your light work for you guys. I'll even take out half my brain, so it'll be a fair fight. Okay.
Hey, look at what that guy Don't Hate just said right now. Look at how weird this shit is. Look at.
Oh, which one? This one? Canelo, the face of boxing, hate him or love him.
Oh my god. There's no in between with these guys. You either love them all the way like them, or you're just a flat out hater. Like, you can't just look at the guy from an honest perspective with these fans, dude. Weird. Fucking weird.
And my brother Gabe Lopez. Hey, let's go, Mets go, baby. Marty Jannetty tried to dive through the window to escape.
Bobby Heenan did say that.
I love it. Yep. I love it. Thanks for that, Gabe. That was awesome, man. Sly, how do you feel about Tank defending Ryan Garcia's failed drug test? Well, he's got good reason to, because I have a feeling it's going to come back inconclusive.
Yeah.
And he's going to retain that big victory over Devin Haney. Because, guys, let's just face it. It makes no sense. And G Funky was the first one to actually point it out. When we found out the news last Monday, or was it last Wednesday or something, with Lee Cleveland?
Yeah, I think it was Wednesday.
Yeah, when we found out, G Funky pointed it out, said, look, wait a minute. We don't usually hear of a guy passing all of his tests with a negative response, and then failing on the day of the fight and the day before the fight. That's because, once again, if you understand what effect these and what purpose they serve to an athlete, there's no point of it being in your system the day of the fight. You're not going to benefit from it.
You won't get any of the benefits of that substance, man. And
no, it takes time.
When we see the levels, because that's something we haven't seen yet of these substances, that tells a story also, you know. So yeah, we just gotta wait it out, guys, and see. But
that's it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, let's see. It's gonna all be contingent, Don't Hate, on these pay-per-view numbers. Okay, prove me wrong. Is Canelo the face of boxing? No, if you had to point a gun to my head, I would say Ryan Garcia right now, Canelo's good friend. And why? Okay, two reasons. Tank Davis, Devin Haney. How did those pay-per-view numbers do? And
terrible.
I'm sorry, Tank Davis and Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. I'm talking about G Funky.
Oh yeah, okay.
Both over 1 million. Okay, when is the last time Canelo did over 1 million? Okay, once again, to be fair, we don't know how this one did with Jaime Munguia. If I had to guess, I would say it's hovering right around the 1 million mark.
Yeah.
Because once again, my brother Chris Armitage said it was packed last night at Dave & Buster's. That's usually a solid litmus test. Oh, we have got the great Lights Out Gogi. Woo!
Hey, Coach.
Hey, man, you know what? Man, this is sorry about that, man, but no, I ain't apologizing for my motherfucking cussing. But anyway,
yeah.
motherfucker, man, this fucking Leon is a shithole when it comes to what do you call it? Electricity, man. It keeps going on and off. And man, you know, and man, we had a big show tonight, and the motherfucker, what do you call it? You know what I mean? Goes off. But anyway, Joe, let's go back to that what do you
Hey,
call it? The southpaw.
I'll step out. I'll let you guys go ahead and do your thing.
Who's
Glad to
this?
see you back. It's me, G Funk.
This is
What up, G?
Mario G Funky. Woo!
Hey, Coach.
Hey,
Good to see
brother,
you back,
are you
man.
sure you don't want to stay in case you have any questions, or do you have to bolt?
Yeah, come on, stay on, G. Let's
All
have a
right.
little
If
chat
you
here.
guys want me to stay on, I'll stay on then. Sure.
All right. Well, you've got to sit through.
Hey,
my
Joe, do we still
impression.
got a big listening audience?
Yes, we do, sir. So let's keep
Okay.
rolling, baby. Look, and once again, I'm gonna have to play. So G Funky's here. I'm gonna have to play my impression of Phil. I mean, Ricky Hatton.
How we doing, love? It's time for Goga's mythical matchups. And no, I'm not making a comeback. Oh, you can't afford me, can you?
Oh, and thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Hitman. So, James, shut up, G. So once again, here's the big question. How would Canelo? Now, we can all agree that this is his prime weight at 168. That's where he looks the strongest. He doesn't have to take as many breaks. He looks like a complete fighter at 68, correct?
Yeah. Consider, you know, you add all his fights, all his experiences, led him to this point. Yeah. It's pretty
Indeed.
damn
That's
good,
why
man.
that's why he
Pretty damn
mowed
good.
through. That's why he mowed through the competition at 68, the other title holders, like a hot knife through butter. But Gogi, is he the best 168 pounder of all time? That seems to be the question posed today on social media. And a lot of people have been refuting that, saying that that distinction belongs to Joe Calzaghe of Wales. What say you, sir? And how would that fight play out in a mythical matchup, pound for pound?
Joe Calzaghe, a good combination puncher, steady. You know, you see every round his punch output doesn't, what do you call it, fall off. Good boxer. Okay, his dad Enzo really did a great, outstanding job with him, man. You know what I mean? Just southpaw, just doesn't throw a lot of hard shots, just a lot of you know, he mixes up hard shots with touch shots, but a lot of speed combinations. Okay, a lot of pivots. You know, he's a handful to deal with, man, because of his ability to throw combination after combination consistently. Canelo. Yeah, that's going to be Canelo don't have a problem fighting southpaws, man. I mean, he's comfortable. His brothers were southpaws, and he used to spar them all the time growing up. So he's accustomed to fighting a lefty and everything. If you're a right-hander coming up and you don't get to spar southpaws a lot, you got a problem when you got to fight a southpaw, a.k.a. Anthony Joshua, where he fought Usyk, okay? He never sparred a lot of them. He never fought a lot of them in the amateurs, I don't think. So he doesn't have that experience, you know, like Canelo when he had coming up. He wouldn't have a hard. Canelo, once he gets inside, it's the hard punches that he's going to land. Okay. Now, can Calzaghe take those shots? You know what I mean? I seen him get dropped by Roy Jones when they fought, but Roy Jones, he wasn't in his prime when he fought him. You know, he was a little on the downhill. Now, if he would have fought Roy Jones in the 90s, when he was in his prime, it would have been a different story. All right. That speed and that power and explosiveness, Calzaghe wouldn't have been able to handle him. But, you know, when they fought, Calzaghe fought him at the perfect time, like 10 years later, where he was not as explosive and sharp and in his prime like when he was in the 90s. But Canelo, you know, once he gets inside, you know, he's brutal. He's one of the best inside fighters I've seen. Now, I'm talking about Chavez. I'm talking about, you know, guys like James Toney, great inside fighters. I mean, there's a lot of them I've seen, but, you know, Chavez, Toney, Alvarez is good. I mean, I got to go into my my memory of all the great inside fighters I've seen in my lifetime. But Canelo, he as far as skill, meaning creative combination punching, the compact short combos, throws every punch in the book, coming from every angle, mixes them up, changes them up creatively. Yeah, when he gets in the pocket, he's brutal, and he's a good counter puncher at close range too. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's man. He's just got to get the right distance. Canelo is a shorter guy, so he always got to suppress the action to get that distance, and he don't have a problem doing that. He always finds his. He always walks his guy down. He always gets that distance he wants when he gets inside, and that's when he gets to work. That's when the danger starts for the opponent, when he gets there where he wants in the pocket. A lot of guys ain't got the skills like Canelo in the pocket. They don't know how to fight trench warfare like Canelo. That's why when Canelo gets in the pocket, the playing field becomes uneven in favor of Canelo. Oh yeah, he's brutal, man. And you know, fighting a guy like Southpaw like Calzaghe, them right uppercuts are gonna land. The right hooks, the little looping overhand rights, the left hooks back, the body shot. Canelo could throw. You know, sometimes it's hard for a right-handed fighter to land them left hooks to the body on a southpaw because, you know, different angle there. What do you call it? They give you, but not with Canelo. Yeah, let me tell you, like I said, Canelo, he's just so calm and patient when he walks you down and everything. You know what I mean? And when he gets there, he knows what to do. He knows once he sees them openings, boom, he strikes. Whatever punch he needs to hit you with, he could throw. Like I said, he has every punch in his arsenal. He could bring out of his arsenal and use it. Yeah, I'm going. You know, Calzaghe, great fighter, Hall of Famer, undefeated, stayed undefeated. Yeah, it would. It's all about, can you hurt Canelo and keep him off you? Can you keep him at range and distance? When Canelo gets inside, it's brutal, and I don't think Calzaghe would be able to handle that heat up close, especially when he hits him. Okay, this is professional boxing, Joe. Can you take? You got to be able to take your other guy's punch. Can you take Canelo's best punch? And like Munguia last night, he found out when he got hit. Oh man, you know, it's not as this is not going to be easy. and he kind of like got his attention, put the fear in him. You could see after that he was tentative through the whole fight. He wasn't putting his 8, 9, 10 punch combinations like he was early on. But yeah, that would be a hell of a fight, man. Canelo is just about getting the distance, which, like I said, he's comfortable fighting southpaws. Just getting, you know, because he walks you down with that high guard defense, and he does it real calm and smoothly. He knows how to cut off the ring. He knows how to do it subtly, subtly. Then all of a sudden he's in the pocket. You know what I mean? He just doesn't walk forward. He does it calm and patient. You know what I mean? Not getting hit, getting that distance close. But yeah, be a hell of a fight. But yeah, Calzaghe, like I said, he wouldn't be able to hang with deal with Canelo, especially up close. So all you motherfuckers say I'm a Canelo hater, you know, kiss my ass. I just gave Canelo a great analysis if he ever fought Joe Calzaghe. Okay.
Yeah, you know what? Joe Calzaghe. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
He's a bad dude, man. I mean, he's a good, solid fighter. I ain't questioning his fighting ability. I'm just questioning him 2 times what happened. Okay, when he, like I said, when he avoided Golovkin, you know what I mean? And you know when he avoided Golovkin them 2 times.
Well, let's stay on this Calzaghe analysis. Now, Calzaghe was a naturally big super middleweight fighter. He didn't overwhelm you with power, but he usually overwhelmed his opponents by fighting in the pocket on the inside, holding and hitting, overwhelming you with volume. And even though he got floored several times in his career, he always got off, just like on Roy Jones, just like on Robin Reed, just like several of his fights.
Robin Reed.
He got up and he adapted. He recovered very quickly because he was always in great shape. And look at the Jeff Lacey fight in Wales. In my opinion, Gogi, is this a solid assessment? In Wales, if Canelo fights him in Wales with the crowd behind him in the Millennium Stadium, I think Calzaghe beats him in Vegas, though. I think Canelo Alvarez takes him. Would you agree with that?
Let me give you an example. I talked to Jesse Reed, Hall of Fame trainer Jesse Reed, good friend of mine.
Legend.
Yeah, when I was a young guy, boy, he taught me so much about how to, about the advanced skill sets great fighters had. Like, the shoulder roll. He taught me the shoulder roll. When we had a guy I was working with him with a fighter, one of my fighters who was a national champion. We fought on the undercard, Mike McCallum, James Toney, the second one in Reno. And Jesse broke down to me. You see James Toney? He taught me the shoulder roll. He was showing me, you see how he does this, how he rolls his shoulder, how he counters, how he protects himself by keeping that chin tucked in. He taught me all the intricacies on how that shoulder roll works. And he told me, you see his trainer, Bill Miller? I didn't know who the fuck he was. He goes, he taught him all that. He's a very, very good trainer. And I respect Jesse, man. And he told me, he gave me back to this analysis. He told me one time he had Orlando Canizales fight Billy Hardy. He fought him in his backyard in England. And Jesse goes, this guy ain't shit. You're going to knock him out. It's going to be an easy fight. After the fight, Orlando, that dude, because he fought in his hometown and he was energized by his fan base, he fought 50% harder. You know what I mean? Jesse was like, you know what I mean? Jesse goes, man, Jesse learned a lesson that night. When you fight a guy in his hometown, they're going to fight. They're going to fight like they never fought before. Okay.
That's right.
And Orlando after the fight goes, man, you told me this was going to be an easy fight. This was not an easy fight. And Jesse told him, look, just what I told you. He goes, Orlando, he fought extra hard. He gave extra effort because he fought in his hometown. Okay, that energy that you get fighting in your hometown feeds off on you. Just like when Tony Lopez was champion in Sacramento, fighting in front of his hometown fan base, 17,000. It made him this much better. Okay, I've been in that atmosphere. Okay, when you got a fan base behind you, your fighter fights so much better. Even though the discrepancies in talent is this much, it don't matter. You close the gap because that extra energy of the fans behind you, it makes your fight so much better. So that Canelo wouldn't, man, he gonna call the shots because when it comes to pay-per-view, the numbers are gonna come in the States, and this fight's gonna have to be in Vegas, just like Ricky Hatton and Mayweather. Okay, Calzaghe is gonna have to have all his fans come from across the pond and fight him in Vegas. And this is a Vegas fight that they would pay a big site fee for. And in Vegas, he ain't gonna beat Canelo. He's a hell of a fighter too, that Calzaghe. I like him. I like him. He's a very busy combination, a very, very busy, stay busy combination puncher, man. His dad, Enzo, got trainer of the year 1 year. Outstanding job with him. He's Joe. He retired undefeated. I heard he took care of his money. And, Joe, man. I met him one time. That's all. I just hi, hey, nice to meet you and all that. But I don't know the dude. But anyway, I just heard that he took care of his money, invested it good, like a smart businessman, like fighters should do. But Canelo, boy, man, there's fighters. How do you think a lot of them fighters in England, when they come to the States and they fight fighters in their prime, it doesn't, it's a different level, baby, when you come to the States. I'm not talking about an old Bernard Hopkins or
old Roy Jones.
Or Roy Jones. I'm talking about in prime Canelo. It's different. In Vegas, Canelo, that motherfucker's a bad dude, man.
So, guys, unfortunately for Calzaghe fans, Coach is saying that if they did fight prime for prime, he's taking this factor into consideration, that the breadwinner would choose to fight in Vegas at the T-Mobile Arena not at the Millennium Stadium in Wales, in Cardiff.
The fuck should they fight on? It's going to be on pay-per-view. You can't do a pay-per-view over there. The time difference. You know,
So there it is.
Canelo ain't on the B side. Calzaghe's on the B side. All right, because of the pay-per-view numbers he brings. All right.
Yep, that's it. That's it, guys. And look, he got floored in that fight. Calzaghe did against B-Hop.
No, against Roy Jones.
Well, he got floored in both.
Oh, I can't remember, man. I was supposed to go to.
And honestly, he got a split decision against B-Hop because Adelaide Bird scored the fight in favor of Bernard Hopkins.
Yeah, I was supposed to. I had a fighter fight on that undercard, but something happened. I couldn't make it. But anyway.
Okay,
yeah,
so here's another one, Coach Gogi. The last one we're going to throw out at you before we say goodnight. This is Canelo Alvarez in his prime at 168 and Andre Ward after he won the Super 6 at 68. Who wins and why?
Can Ward keep him off him? At close range? Ward, man, he's a hell of a boxer.
Well, hold on. Let me throw this caveat at you. Not Kenny Bayless, okay? Not Joe Cortez as ref, but Thomas Taylor, who was the official last night. If Thomas Taylor is a ref and doesn't allow holding on the inside, who wins?
Yeah, Ward he's known to smother you and tie you up and everything. But if you notice, Canelo, he doesn't let you tie you up. He keeps his elbows. When he gets inside, he doesn't reach out like most fighters do. Now, see what happens. Most fighters, when the fight transfers from range to in the pocket, their natural inclination is if a fighter reaches out to tie you up, you reach out too. So you have something to grab on to tie you up. Okay, so the fight goes from range to right here. All of a sudden, your natural inclination is, just to reach out, and you're giving your opponent something to tie you up with. Canelo, he doesn't. He keeps his elbows nice and tucked in, and when you do tie you up, he pushes you off. Ward ain't going to be able to do that. And once Canelo gets in the pocket, Ward ain't going to hurt him. Ward's not a big puncher, and Canelo is. When he gets in the pocket, oh yeah, and he's going to have to fight. Can he defend himself from them punches coming from all angles from Canelo? The short, compact punches coming from all angles, top to bottom, bottom to top. I'm going with Canelo.
All right. Well,
you ain't going to be able to keep him off with that jab. You need more than a jab to keep Canelo off you, man. Okay.
There it is, guys. So anyone who's stating that, and once again, guys, we're not considering James Toney or we're not considering Roy Jones Jr. because 68 was a mere pit stop for those two legends, okay, in their primes. Because, Gogi, if you did consider them, how does Canelo fare against a prime James Toney or a prime Roy Jones?
Nah, man, that's them two guys. Toney, he can handle that heat coming. He wants you to come at you because that roll counters is made for him. Them combination punches, then when you try to come at you, he puts on you the angles he gives you. Tony's one bad motherfucker. He can stand up to that heat, that pressure that Canelo's going to bring at you. Okay, it's just styles, man. Tony will pick him off. The speed too. His speed was very underestimated. That motherfucker, yeah, man. That Tony was one bad motherfucker, man. I mean, and he's the guy. He fought you anytime, any place, anytime, anywhere, and didn't avoid you, didn't wait for you to get old. He fought you in your prime all the time, and he moved up from middleweight all the way to heavyweight. Okay, you tell me that's a fighter, man. And he took on all challengers, man. He fought Holyfield, he fought Samuel Peters, big fucking heavy-handed puncher.
Twice.
And he fought Juroff. Oh, that Tony fought everybody, man. And you can't tell me Canelo did that. I mean, Canelo did it, but when they were older, he fought them when it was the right time. Canelo fought them when it was the right time to fight him. When they got older, when they were slipping, Tony, he fought him in their prime, man. He fought James Toney. when that fight was made, he didn't make James Toney wait. He lost, but he fought him. Barkley, he destroyed. Mike McCallum, he fought him in his prime. Okay,
the body snatcher. So I tell you what, Coach, and
Tony's
thank you for all of your insight. Thank you for all of your insight. This is going to be its own separate segment. That's why I didn't want to show you this. My apologies, Sly. But we thank you for supporting the coach always. And thank you for being a great extended family member of Warwick Boxing. We appreciate you, brother. He goes, Coach Kogi came back like fury in round 12. I said you were like Nostradamus till round 4. I thought Jaime did better than Charlo with much less experience.
Oh, it's called effort. When you get, when you put, it's called effort. When you put the effort, you're gonna do better. Charlo didn't even want to. He came for the payday. He came with a safety first attitude, not to get hit. Okay, survival. That was on his mind for 12 rounds. He didn't give that honest 110% effort, and he pretty much ripped the public off, paying for that bullshit fight, Charlo. Yeah.
Yep. And no, here's the truth. And once again, Gabe, thank you for hanging with us again. He says B-Hop dropped Calzaghe in the first round. So did Roy. Yeah. They both did. But, fighters often did that to Joe Calzaghe, and he recovered very quickly, and he always adapted, and he always won. But let's try this again. Let's see. Do you have a question?
Calzaghe was in excellent condion. Yeah. You got to be in excellent condition. You got to be in excellent Joe, you got to be in excellent condition to come back, get off your butt and come back and win the fight. Okay.
So this is our brother Lance Meyer from Minneapolis or St. Paul, is it? Minnesota.
Yes, sir. I can't hear y'all very well right now though. Give me just 1 second, Joseph.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, just let me know in the private chat when you're ready to come back, okay? Very good. I think he's got some questions for you, Coach Kogi. So we're going to allow it since this is kind of an open forum, and we're taking this. We're kind of ad-libbing at this point, guys. But once again, thank you, Sly, for always being an extended family member. Thank you for supporting the coach. We really appreciate it, my friend. Thanks for hanging with us, brother. Let's see. Oh, where the Garcia Haney pay-per-views? Yeah, it did well over 1 million. That is the biggest pay-per-view in recent memory. It did over 1.4 million purchases. And this was told to me by Bernard Hopkins, as well as a matchmaker, has a good working relationship and knows Oscar De La Hoya and Eric Gomez. So there it is. 1.4 million purchases. So is Canelo still the face of boxing in North America? We'll have to see, guys. We'll know definitively, though, when we find out the numbers to this last pay-per-view.
I don't think it did over 1 million. We'll see. I might be wrong.
We'll see, brother. We'll see. I'm hoping it did. But if it didn't, I can tell you with great certainty that the rumor of the 6-fight deal with Tank Davis is all but a rumor. That's it. Because they may be OOB, and I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't follow through and had to scrap that Tank Davis, David Benavidez monster card in Vegas at the MGM Grand. But Gogi, do you have anything else, sir? Oh, okay.
It was a good fight last night, man. Canelo put on a great show. A great crowd showed up. Wasn't sold out. If you're a star, you sell out places, okay? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't sold out, but it's still a great crowd. And I want to see what the pay-per-view numbers are. And Canelo, he still got it. I thought I pulled Jaime for the upset, out of pure speculation. I didn't really have all the facts. The facts was I was in the gym watching them train. Okay, I didn't. If I was in the gym watching them train, watching them spar, I could see I would be able to see all his deficiencies, all his tendencies, all his idiosyncrasies. But I was just going off guessing, and
well, I tell you what, though, hell of an analysis, and the scenarios once again that you played out were contingent on Canelo actually, one, not knocking him down in the fourth, and two, him actually tiring and running out of gas in the latter part of the fight. And because of those intangibles, yeah, you got it wrong. But that's your 6th that you got wrong in what, 12 years?
Well, the thing is, Ryan Garcia, I called it too, but I mean, I thought Haney would beat him, but I didn't, I didn't know he was going to get popped for. I didn't know he was going to. Joe, I didn't know he was going to miss weight, and I didn't know he was going to, fail 2 drug tests. You know what I mean?
I will say this though: you told me when you saw that he didn't miss weight, you said that Ryan Garcia had a good chance of winning.
Yeah,
so I'm not even counting that. But we want to welcome our good friend Lance from Minnesota. Brother, do you have any questions for the coach at this time, sir?
No, not off the top of my head. I don't have any questions for Gogi. Salute to you, man. I appreciate what you do in the sport. I appreciate everything you do for War Week Radio as well.
Thank you, sir.
Are you from Minneapolis?
St. Paul.
Okay, yeah, that's a fight town over there. Morel's popular over there, I hear.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a boxing town. It has been since I can remember growing up. Boxing's always been pretty prevalent around the Twin Cities.
Yeah, so but they don't have no local fighters that are developing over there, or a local promoter that's doing local shows to build the fighters up over there.
Yeah, obviously, we have a lot of performances over at the Armory and Showtime and things like that. But, there's a lot of transitioning going on here, with Showtime and everything like that. But obviously, the Armory is still going to be a very prevalent venue moving forward.
Yeah, but the thing is, in order for boxing to be to grow in a market, there's got to be consistency. Showtime or Amazon, they're not going to go there all the time. So there's got to be a local promoter that builds a market, just like Don Chargan did in the Sacramento area when I was coming up in the 80s, or Bill Kozerski in Detroit, or Russell Peltz in Philly. You know what I mean? All these guys were great promoters that knew how to build markets, and I don't see that in Minneapolis. I don't even know if there's any good boxing gyms or a lot of talent that's coming out of there. You know what I mean? So
I think there is. I think that we definitely have a lot of different gyms and a lot of different talent that's coming up. Just being patient and developing these fighters, and obviously the marketing and promoting aspect of it is a whole different ball game as well.
Yeah, but the thing is there a lot of club shows, like 4 or 5 a year to develop these guys? 6 shows a year.
I think obviously just as a whole, everybody's doing the best they can to try to just keep it moving, getting it off the ground, whether it's amateur fighting, amateur boxing, just moving forward into professional ranks, and things of that nature.
Yeah. The amateur scene, that's the grassroots of that's the feeder system to the pros. But I always say Sacramento back in the days was one of the booming market because of Don Chargan. When he quit promoting Sacramento, get this. When I was coming up, there was only like 3 gyms in Sacramento, but we had 4 world champions and 4 or 5 world champions in a 20-year span. Now, G Funky was telling me or Tony Lopez, Sacramento's all-time great champion, told me there's tons of gyms over there, but there's nobody developing fighters, and there's no promoter over there that's doing it locally that knows how to develop these guys from the 4s, the 6s, the 8s, into main event status fighters to ticket sellers. Okay, then once you become a ticket seller, TV is going to usually come. You know what I mean? But that's what I learned back in the 80s and everything.
And that's why I love listening to you guys, because you have such a rich history in the sport. Just picking your guys' brains and trying to learn what I can.
Yeah. Appreciate you being here for us, Lance. Thank you, sir. But I will say this: we're about to sign off. Lance, did you want to make a statement or want to talk about something? Do you want to raise a topic in the last 5 minutes?
No, nothing in particular. I just wanted to get up here and speak with you guys briefly and just let you know I'm tuned into the show and let you know you guys always got my support.
Are you in the boxing business as a writer or a reporter or coach or?
No, sir. I'm just a fan. Just a fan of the
Oh, okay.
sport. And
Okay, that's good. Got to have more fans like you. You grow the sport of boxing by bringing new blood and bringing new fans into boxing. That's how you keep the continuous growth of boxing, is by bringing new fans. And the way you do that is by putting on the best fights possible. That's gonna automatically draw the new fans.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
there it is. Lance, we really appreciate your support, sir. It means a lot to us. Thank you for always being an extended family member. And brother, keep watching the fights and stay up with us, or wake up early, because I'm going to be live on the air covering Inoue versus Neri, live from Japan. I think tea time is, about 5 a.m. my time. Yep. So it's already 11 over here. We're going to sign off. Guys, it's been an awesome, very turbulent, but awesome show, guys. And we couldn't do this without you. Thank you once again for being a huge fan of our beloved boxing. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the coach. But guys, on behalf of G Funky, on behalf of Mr. Lance Meyer from St. Paul, the capital city, Minnesota, and on behalf of the incomparable Coach James Gogi, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Boxing. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and come and join me when we watch Inoue versus Neri this morning. Have a great evening, everybody.
Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogi.